This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome to Mad About Money. I'm Alexander-Grout, and this is the podcast that tells people's money stories. I'm here with Lisa Woodley, mum who budgets, who is a TikTok phenomenon and an all-round lovely person. And I can't wait to hear her money story. So, Lisa, tell me a little bit about you, first of all.
Hello. So my name's Lisa Woodley, and I discuss and share my money journey on the platform that is TikTok. So I just share my day-to-day, week-to-week, how I spend, save, and build my relationship with money.
And it is so inspiring. I mean, I've been watching your journey since pretty much the beginning. And every time I go back and look at your page, I'm like, oh my God, she's got another 20,000 followers. It's because you're so relatable and so easy to kind of gel with. Like, even before we had this conversation, and we've been speaking for about half an hour before, I feel like I know you because you're so honest and you're so yourself. And I think that is what the nation needs. People talking about money and being upfront and honest about their stories. So how did you start on TikTok?
Oh, so I think we can all admit that there was that moment in our crazy life through lockdown that we came across TikTok, and I think it was more of a passing the time away and entertaining ourselves as well as friends. That's how it was for me. I found myself scrolling, so I came away from the app. And then my daughter said, Mum, one of your videos have got 100,000 views. So we reinstated it.
Wow.
I know, crazy. But it was just a random, really embarrassing dropping glasses on my face sort of video. It's nothing, which I was completely baffled. So we reinstated it, and I went back in through the scrolling, and I came across a lady who was utilising a binder to save money and get herself out of debt. Now, in that moment in time, it was just Christmas, just had Christmas gone in 2021, and it's always such a large outgoing for us. And I just wanted to be prepared for the following year.
Yeah.
So I think it just resonated with me, that video. And I was just like, oh, a binder. Oh, cash stuffing. What is this? So I started searching. The more you search on there, more videos you come up, and you see that there's a lot of people, predominantly in America at this point, on my FYP page was American. So I was like, well, it still is the same. They're using money to divide their spends. So at that point, I didn't think I had an issue with money. I thought I was just living month to month, and that was great money management. I wasn't in debt. I didn't have credit cards. I wasn't in my overdraft. But my income was lasting just the month. And there was no extra money to set aside for Christmas. So that started my I'm going to say snowballing, because it's or an onion, once you peel away one layer, you realize that's why, and that's why, and that's why. And you kind of have to go through this journey, and I hate using the word journey, but this is a completely life-changing. Yeah, and it's a life-changing experience to realize, actually, I was really bad with money and I just didn't have a clue. And it wasn't until I started saving I realized, wow, I really had an issue in this area, and I was overspending in this area. And actually, for years, I've been wasting money without realizing. And it's kind of a little bit scary to sit back and go, if only I knew this information sooner, what would my life have been like? But I can't sit there and think like that. I'm in the moment, I'm making progress, and it's been really, really positive. So that's pretty much
it's the eye-opening thing where it's just like penny drops and you think, oh my God, that's my life. You know, I had that with my spending addiction. I've suffered with spending addiction for years and years and years, and it was only last year when I got diagnosed with ADHD. You know, I was already a money specialist. I was already out there talking about all my money saving tips and all the things that I've done and paying off my debts, etc. And it was only when I went, I've got ADHD. Oh my God. That my spending problems, that was an addiction. That was what I was doing to find the dopamine. And now I coach people on how to not have spending addictions, which is, you know, very, very weird. But it's that penny drop moment that it's clarity, isn't it? And you just think, I was supposed to be doing this.
And I think because this is such an organic process, it's not like I woke up one day and I was just like, I'm going to be really great with money today. It's been a stepping stone of learning curves. And, you know, I stress all the time to people that, especially that comment or they private message me and they say, it just isn't working. What you do isn't working for me. And then I ask them that very vital question. Have you checked your bank statements? And they go, oh no, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. You need to understand your spending habits to understand your saving habits. So that crucial thing, I don't even engage after that. I'm like, once you've done that, we can talk further, because it's a non-starter. So that always tickles me.
It's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it? Really crazy. I think a lot of people don't help themselves. You know, but I was guilty of that. I was guilty of burying my head in the sand.
Guilty.
And it's that moment where you think, actually, when you start looking and analysing what you're spending on, that's when you can start to make the positive changes. For me, I tried cash stuffing, but my ADHD brain doesn't like that much process. I can't do it. I have got a pink one, my pink sparkly, and
I've got a pink.
I have my little, so I have things, so this is my fun. So I have things like concerts and festivals and bars and vacations and beauty. Those are the things that I have, because those are my fun things. Those are the things that I like to spend my money on. And I'm motivated to cash stuff for the things that I like spending money on, not the things that I don't like spending money on. So I'm completely different to you. And I'm in awe, like literally in awe of how organized you are, because it's insane.
It didn't start off like that. I think people that come across my content today forget that this was a process, and actually they really need to go back to the beginning when I was saving for things that no longer exist in the binder. I don't have days out and I don't have date nights. You know, all of that has been eradicated. And my binders have even evolved as I have. So, you know, when I got better with my finances, I realized that actually this could be really beneficial for the entire family. And I can save for things, anything that's going to have a financial cost or a burden within, you know, 12-month cycle, I set aside money for. So it's not necessarily just for the moment or just for this month. I plan for things that I know are going to be happening further down the line. And it just takes away that financial stress associated with finances.
Yeah. I mean, there are things like, I thought about this yesterday, because my son came home from school and they were like, Ben's going on a Titanic trip and he needs to dress like an Edwardian child. I'm like, for fuck's sake, what does an Edwardian child look like? So I Google it and I'm like, Peaky Blinders, maybe. So I'm like thinking, and then of course he's like, I don't want to wear that, mummy, I don't want to wear that. And I'm like, hang on a minute, right? If I'm going to buy you something, you're going to freaking wear it, right?
Yeah.
He's just like, I don't want to. But it made me think, like, I can afford to buy my child an Edwardian costume. It's not the sort of thing you can make. You can't make a waistcoat, you can't make a suit, and that's the sort of thing they wear. But yet the school are expecting all these people to, you know, wear these things. And I think that's not very fair. But then I thought about it and I thought, well, maybe I should be budgeting for these things throughout the year to make it easier. So is that the sort of thing that you would budget for? Like, would you, you know, do you budget for one-off occasions and unexpecteds and stuff like that?
So I generally have like the general stuff. So for school, I have like the school uniform and school trips. So anything associated with school. So that being Christmas, we know that it's the Christmas jumper. We know it's the Christmas dinners, the pantos. We know the photos, you know, the yearly photos they want. And then you've got the teachers that are leaving. Then you've got, you know, you've got the non-school uniform days, the fundraising days, all of these things factored in. Not to mention the school trips. And I can tell you this year alone, Poppy would have had 4 school trips.
Wow.
I mean, Yeah, the teacher was just like, we're getting the budget, you know, while we still have a budget, we want to do this. So yeah, she's going to be on her 4th trip next month. So that comes at a cost, but I'm not, before I would have freaked out going, are you taking the mick? 4. But actually, I've been setting money aside each and every month. Ava's in senior school, so there's no school trip, so I've kind of got a breather. But then she's likely
until she goes skiing. They always like to drop a random ski trip in there, don't they?
Well, they've already planted that seed, but they're saying that it's 3 times more than what last year's was. So I'm not sure if the school are going to be doing it, because they won't be prepared to charge the parents that. They think it's scandalous. So I'm not sure if they're going to be doing that, but setting money aside just in case, because you just don't know. But yeah, I don't factor for last things, because I have my calendar. I'm very, very organized now. And I plan ahead. I do money stock take days, so I know what's happening in the following month. So if I've got the hairdresser coming out, things like that, I set money aside. So I make sure I'm very comfortable with knowing my budget and how much is going out, how much I have available. And I can tweak then. I can tweak things. So I've moved things around because we've got the holiday coming up. So, you know, I just shift things around to make sure I've still got money growing in the bank.
Yeah.
But I'm not like overstretching my finances. So it's just about planning.
Yeah. And how much time would you say each week goes on planning your finances?
Each week I would probably say not even 10 minutes, because I'm doing my weekly food shop on weekly, but my monthly stuffing, which is what I do on the 1st of every month, I would say I take about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to really sit down, cup of coffee, everything's laid out on the table, got my notebooks, I've got my calendar, and I just work through the following month. How much am I going to set aside for bills? How much for food? You know, what's coming up in the calendar? So I'm 20 minutes out of the whole entire month is nothing if you're taking control of your finances.
No.
It's a very small moment in time. But then I do, the day before, I just double check figures, because you don't know, you might have a rogue appointment. So it's just about being prepared and planning ahead. And the rest of the month, I can just sit back and know that each week I'm getting my food shop out, and that's it.
And how has that changed? How has that changed your mental health and your mindset? Because I'm assuming that it just takes away all the stress.
I don't think you experience the positives, you really understand, until you look back, and then you go, I haven't experienced that feeling, that gut-wrenching feeling when you think, oh my god, I've only got like £50 left, and you know, the end of am I gonna make it last the next couple of days, and you think to yourself, where's all the money gone? And I used to dread when Nick would look up our online bank statement. I'd literally, oh no, here comes the row. But he'd always be like, oh wow, you know, that's how much you got left. And I'd be kind of embarrassed by that, but the reality was everything I was buying that month was condonable spends. It was just supermarket, it was fuel, it was things for the children. But the reality was I was overspending in those areas massively. Spontaneous spender, gift giver, that was me. So I've just set a budget. That's all. Put a budget in place, and you'll be surprised how much money you can save.
And do you ever deviate from the budget? Is there ever like your friends phoned you and they want to go out for cocktails, or something random that you haven't budgeted for that you get swayed by?
No, because I do budget for it, because I have a socializing folder in my binder, and I have a just in case. So I kind of have like £100, £50 set aside for, I call it socializing. I don't think I'm that sociable. I'm more sociable online with my followers than I am in real time. So
TikTok friends.
My TikTok friends, they're my budgeting buddies, and I love chatting with them.
Yeah.
But I think I have that £50 there, but that's also to prevent me from feeling guilty if I did have a spend on myself, because I've never really bought myself anything anyway. So this way I'm able to treat myself without feeling guilty. And any money left over at the end of the month, I put towards a challenge.
Amazing. I just honestly am so in awe of everything that you do. The way
Oh,
that you've
stop
grown, the way that you've grown such a massive following, the way that you engage with people. And do you ever get days where you just think, I don't want to do TikTok, I don't want to turn up today? Never.
No.
Because I do all the
I mean,
time. And
I think you've got to have thick skin. If you're on a social media platform, now, yes, I've chosen to put my life out there to a certain degree, but I choose to share what I want to share, and I keep back what I want to keep back. I do find it quite funny at times when people, their attitude towards money when they see it, that's before at the beginning they were freaking out, absolutely freaking out at the sight of money. But now I think as times evolved, I've very good at deleting trolls, blocking, spamming. But you've got to understand that they don't really know you, and they're just doing it for attention. And and you've got to be quite thick-skinned on any social media platform.
Yes. Yeah, you do.
But the community that I have on this platform, and other people that are budgeting, people that create the trackers, it's a massive family, and we all support each other, and it's a very even. So I don't look at the followers as being anything amazing, because to me it's all just budgeting buddies, and there's no kind of, we're all here wanting the same thing, which is financial control.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's one of the industries that I've worked in that is the most collaborative. And I think all money creators, they all support each other. I refer people, because I get so much press. I'm very visible in press and TV and radio and stuff like that. And a lot of the times now I get people coming to me and they're like, Maddie, we can't feature you because you were in last week. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And then I'll say, oh, why don't you use this person? Why don't you use this person? And just as I said, before we came on today, I was having a chat with the Sun and I was talking about you. And it's I just think it's a really supportive thing, because we've all got the same end game in mind. We all want to help people to be better with their money. And
that's what's really important. And I think take the money to one side. Everything that I do visually on that platform is about getting the message across that actually as a cultural thing, a lot of people aren't utilizing actual real physical money anymore. They're not, and that's really sad. And we're expecting the younger generation, who unfortunately have been titled as entitled, like the younger teens, they have no concept of value of money, and they want all these latest things. The reality is, how can you expect these children to truly understand the value of something if they've never seen it?
Exactly that. I've got sorry, go on.
But you do that with your children. You give them money, don't you? And you give them responsibility. And that is so healthy. And what I notice is, actually, as an educational system, it's a case of nurture versus nature. Like, our educational systems expecting families at home to teach their children about money management, or our home life expecting the educational sector to teach their children about money management, because there's such a grey area, and it's not discussed enough in an educational setting to set our children up, or the younger generation up, with healthy money management. I didn't have it.
Neither did I. And if I had, I wouldn't have got into all of the problems that I had. Not at all. So
I would have saved. If I was taught about saving, it was in one hand and out the other. And great money management was providing you weren't borrowing or anything like that. That to me was healthy, but it's so untrue. And actually, I feel like our children now are in a really healthier position, because they have parents that are having open discussions with money and money management.
And this is the whole reason that I have launched a new social media platform that is dedicated specifically to talking about money, because people don't talk about it enough. There are so many angles of money. And that's why, I was having a conversation with somebody this morning, and they were like, we're really confused with what you do. And I was like, just think money. Because I do stuff about saving money. I do stuff about making money. I do stuff about helping business owners to make more money because I'm a marketer. And people get confused, and I'm like, don't get confused. Just think about me as the lady who helps people with their money as a whole, like, and helps other people to come together to talk about money. Because one of the things that I had, one of my biggest visions was that I feel like a lot of creators fall into the background when it comes to money. There are loads of people who are out there like you, like me, who are creating content on TikTok around money, but some of them have got like 200 followers, and they're not going to be reaching anybody. And my mind was that, like, actually, if we have a social media platform that is just dedicated to money, then everybody can come and everybody can be in one space and know that we're all on the same page, and everybody can educate people. And that's what we need to do. We need to make it more normal to talk about money. And if I had a community like what I'm growing with Mad About Money, when I was trying to pay my debts off, I'm sure I would have done it faster, because I'd be in there. I'd be in there saying, oh, I've just paid off 50 quid's worth of my debt today. Woohoo, you know, celebrating the wins. And it's about that. It's about collaboration, community, and celebrating money and talking openly about the things that we're doing.
Oh, definitely. And you hit the nail on the head, because it definitely is about that, celebrating other people's achievements.
Yeah.
And you're so right. I think as a British culture, we've always grown up with a very stiff upper lip about discussing money.
Absolutely.
It was a very taboo subject. You know, you don't discuss your finances, you don't talk about anything like that. And there's an element of that which is true. I don't believe that we should be discussing with each other openly, like, this is how much you earn, or, you know, this is your salary, or how much did you buy your house. But actually, there should be a healthy discussion around money. Like, you could save money if you did this, or, you know, I mean, I get an absolute kick when people go, oh, where did you get that? And I'll be like, charity shop. Again,
I love a charity shop. I love it. It's all about bringing the elements in together and realizing that money doesn't rule us. We rule money. It's a commodity. It is a commodity that you use to swap for other commodities. That's all it is. And when you realize that that's what it is, and that's how you see it, it makes it a lot easier to look after it, because it's the thing that gets you the other things. Do you know what I mean? So,
and that's what, in my book, that's exactly what I say. It's about taking control of your finances and not having your finances control you. You know, take back control of your money.
So let's talk about the book. Tell us about the book.
Oh, so the book is called Budget Happy, available on Amazon. And it just really is everything that I do on TikTok. With 3-minute videos, it's very hard to really unpick and give people detailed accounts of step-by-steps as to what I do. So I wrote the book, and it gives you an absolute step-by-step information of cash stuffing. It talks about money mindset. My favorite out of it all is my cash characters. I like to give people cash characters. Like, you have the peacocks, the ones that go around and they're all like, they wear all the lovely stuff and they've got the nicest of clothes, and, you know, they're all about the money and a little bit like preening. And then you realize, actually, strip back, they're probably living off of credit cards, and they're, you know, they're financial. They can just about afford to live that lifestyle. But one step to the left, you could end up one day a peacock, the next day a pigeon. So, you know, so I always have like these little cash characters, I think. And, you know, you've got the serious saver and you've got the tight ass. So I talk about all of that in my book. I also broke down my hints, tips and tricks, what I do to help save money and to remain on budget each and every week and every month. So everything is kind of like, my brain has been dumped into a really pretty pink book.
Amazing. I can't wait to read it. I'm so excited. Lisa, what's your TikTok handle? Where's the best place for people to find you?
So TikTok, and it's just Lisa Woodley, Mum Who Budgets. So that's, you just type in those and you'll find me. Amazing.
It's been absolutely wonderful having you on. I have got a funny feeling that we're going to be seeing a lot more of you, hopefully in the Mad About Money app as well, because I would love you to come over and join us there. I think your content is exactly what the users of Mad About Money need. It's all about the financial education. So for anybody who is listening to this podcast on Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube, you were in the wrong place. You need to be downloading the Mad About Money app. It will help you with your finances. It will help you to save. It will help you to spend less. It will help you to grow a business. It will help you to make more money. So go and download it now. This podcast is Mad About Money. I'm Maddie Alexander-Grout. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.